Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 42nd Annual Emmy Awards. To start our show, please welcome the President of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Michigan Chapter, Bob Gould.
Hi, my name is Bob Gould, President of the Michigan Emmy Chapter. You know, we used to do everything on tape, whether it was 3/4 inch, or beta, DV cam, mini DV, or even VHS. We lived on tape, so let's think about how we used to do things. And that's why I'm going to play my speech on 3/4 inch tape. Let's see. No, that's not it. These are some kids. Looks like the heads need to be cleaned. Maintenance! Well, I guess 3/4 inch tape isn't as reliable as it used to be, so let's just do this another way. Not sure whether we're live or live on tape or virtual or on Zoom or Skype or something, but it doesn't really matter. Good evening and welcome to the 42nd Annual Emmy Awards put on by the Michigan Chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Of course, we wish that we could all be together in one room tonight like we always are at the Motor City Casino. Nobody expected 2020 to be like this. The coronavirus has affected so many, especially here in Michigan. Some of our colleagues in the television industry have been laid off, furloughed, or let go, while others are working long hours to bring news and information to our communities every day. We've seen stories of hope, heroes, and struggles. Stories of a 500-year flood with homes and businesses destroyed, and have covered protests, rallies, demonstrations, and destruction. All this while trying to stay healthy and safe. And whether you're wearing masks, keeping microphones at a distance, or working from home, you have risked your lives trying to protect our press freedoms, bringing a voice to the voiceless, holding the powerful accountable, and showing the community how important your role really is. You have done phenomenal work, and that's why it's important to celebrate your efforts tonight here, even in a virtual setting. I'm honored to be your chapter president here in Michigan, but I'm more honored to be among those in this great industry. I'm humbled by your extraordinary efforts. And while I wish we were all together in one room tonight, it does not diminish the achievement of winning or even being nominated for an Emmy Award this year. So congratulations once again to all the nominees and winners. You make me proud.
Please welcome our first presenter from WXYZ, Saima Chaudhry.
Welcome to the 42nd Annual Emmy Awards. I'm Saima Chaudhry from WXYZ TV. Let's get right into it. And our first category is Director Live or Recorded Live.
And the nominees are Detroit Pistons, Fox Sports Detroit. Director Michael Odino, Fox Sports Detroit, foxsportsdetroit.com.
And the Emmy goes to Michael Odino from Fox Sports Detroit.
Trying to win it in regulation. Reggie Bullock scores! He got it! He scores as time runs out. The Pistons mob Reggie B. and Dwayne Casey gets what has to be an unbelievably satisfying win.
And the next category is Military Program Feature/Segment.
And the nominees are The Flagman, Wood. Hoops for Troops, Detroit Pistons, pistons.com.
And the Emmy goes to The Flagman, Larry Fergursky and Joe Alicio.
They've been gone a long, long time.
And those who made the ultimate sacrifice for it.
Getting mighty tired of crying. It was my own personal memorial to the Vietnam War in memory of my brothers that didn't make it home, and my friend's son was born when he was overseas. He never met his son. His son never met his dad. It's like, wow, I gotta do something for these people.
In 1968, at the age of 19, shortly after the Tet Offensive and at the height of the Vietnam War.
And our next category is Commercial Single Spot.
Our next category, Commercial Single Spot. Pistons Opening Night. Detroit Pistons, pistons.com. Detroit, One Nation Under a Groove. Octane Design, visit Detroit.com. North Campus Research Complex 10th Anniversary, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com. Hometown Leaders 40 Plus Commercial, Lansing Board of Water and Light, LBWL.com. The Wonder That Is You book trailer, Eric Schrodenbauer Music and Film, Facebook.com. Henry Ford Health System Medicine, Brogan and Partners, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to Detroit One Nation Under a Groove, William Bowen, LaShawn Gary, Larry Alexander, Angela Key, Mike Ellison from Octane Design /visitdetroit.com.
So high, you can't get over it. We gon' break it down.
Here's a chance to dance away out of our constriction, out of our constriction. We're gonna be grooving.
And our next category is Writer News.
Our next category, Writer News, and the nominees are Brent Ashcroft, Writing Composite, WZZM. Casey Jones, Writer, Wood. Words Are Hard, WZZM.
And the Emmy goes to, thank you. I'm getting there. Words Are Hard, Noah Frumson from WZZM. Envelopes are hard too.
This trip to Bitely isn't for Ben.
He's an average boy. He likes playing. He likes running around.
Tristan Matthews is like any kid. Not great at sitting still.
I can walk around, run fast, jump on my nub. I call it a nub.
Now that he's getting older, we're at that point where we're trying to get him in the woods.
Getting someone with Tristan's challenges into the gear
What's it do?
and out to the blind.
There's just always something special about that first-time experience.
That's Ben's true escape.
Moving right along, let's get to our next category, which is Children, Youth, Teen News Feature.
And the nominees are Outdoor Wishmakers, WZZM. Naveen Cleans Headstones, WZZM. Adoption Day, Wood. Learning to be London Strong, WNEM, WNEM.com. CAC Delta Airlines pilot Emily Coker, WKAR, WKAR.org. Cookie Crossing, WNEM.
And the Emmy Award goes to Naveen Cleans Headstones, Brent Ashcroft, Evan Linnert from WZZM.
So my Nana started looking online and she figured out he was the first judge of Allegan County.
She also figured out they're related.
Oka's his 5-time great uncle.
Upon inspection, he had a question.
Why is it so dirty?
To the internet they went to purchase the proper supplies.
We have a water sprayer, 2 bottles of D2. We have 3 soft bristle brushes and some.
Please welcome now our next presenter from WZZM, Brent Ashcroft.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brent Ashcroft from WZZM TV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm happy to continue the Emmy Awards tonight with the next category, Business Consumer.
And the nominee is CBS 62's Eye on the Future, Gearing Up for Jobs of Tomorrow, WWJ WKBD.
And the Emmy goes to CBS 62's Eye on the Future, Gearing Up for Jobs of Tomorrow, WWJ, WKBD, Carol Kane, Paul Pitlawani.
Technology is impacting jobs in all kinds of fascinating ways, including how we protect our state's greatest natural asset, our rivers and waterways.
This guy's a shredder, so he's made his house out of leaf material. He's got specialized mouth parts that allow him to chew those leaves up, and he makes a case out of it. This gives him some camouflage and also some protection, and he eats those same leaves. I see young people who want to help with the problem, and are passionate about it and dedicated, but I think they're intimidated.
My next category is continuing coverage.
And the nominees are After the Fall, Wood, USA v. Tara Lee, Babies for Sale, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to Wood, After the Fall, Ken Kolker, Bilal Kurdi.
Target 8 has identified 14 priests in the Grand Rapids Diocese who molested at least 33 children over the last 6 decades.
But what's happening now, after the fall? Ken Kolker continues our investigation.
Target 8 reached out repeatedly to the Grand Rapids Diocese and at first got answers to preliminary questions. But the diocese refused to answer follow-up questions and would not set up an interview with the bishop after the AG announced its investigation.
Next category, Reporter Sports.
And the nominees are Trevor Thompson, Fox Sports Detroit, Tori Petrie Composite, Detroit Lions, FoxSportsDetroit.com.
And the Emmy goes to Detroit Lions, FoxSportsDetroit.com, Tori Petrie Composite, Tori Petrie.
Fred, we talked about it at the beginning of the game. It was so hot and humid out there at Lions-Texans joint practices this week. Heat indexes over 100 degrees. This is the Texans' solution to it. It's a temporary cooling container out on the practice field. It gets down to 25 degrees, fits 30 players at a time. Players aren't the only ones that get hot, though. I had to check it out.
Wow.
Let me tell you, it feels good in there.
Next category is Promotion Program Image.
And the nominees are Super Bowl Bobbleheads, WWJ, WKBD, Lions Football on Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Detroit, Tigers Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Fox Sports Detroit, Lions Football on Fox Sports Detroit, Brian Dukoff, Jason McCombs, Lauren Pober. The next category is Arts Entertainment.
And the nominees are This is Michigan, Teaching Music, Changing Lives, Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu, Family Matters, an installation by Tony Rave, City of Detroit Media Services, Channel 22, Backstage Pass 901, Mike Maines and the Branches, WKAR, WKAR.org. Detroit Performs, the Kresge Honors 2019, the Kresge Foundation, dptv.org.
And the Emmy goes to we have a tie. First one goes to This is Michigan, Teaching Music, Changing Lives, Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu, Bob Berg.
We have about 140 students, and I've been here for 16 years.
Here we go, please, on the big hit.
I did my master's program at U of M. They had great professors there that I wanted to study with, people that I knew would challenge me to again, think deeply about, like, why are we doing this and how are we impacting students.
Brian is a perfect example of someone who has a bigger vision.
And the second one goes to Backstage Pass 901, Mike Maines and the Branches, WKAR, WKAR.org, Nicole Zaremba.
But if we take this past the edge and let go, I think we'll find what we're looking for. If we take this past the edge and let go,
Next category is environment.
And the nominees are How We Got Here, The PFAS Water Crisis Is Here, MLive, MLive.com. The Wishful Pizza Box, WDIV. This is Michigan, inspiring successful recycling programs. Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu. Pure Michigan, sorta again, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to How We Got Here, The PFAS Water Crisis Is Here, MLive, MLive.com. Emily Bingham, Kyle Matson, Lori Chapman, Jeremy Marble.
PFAS binds to a key protein in your blood that carries the antibodies. If you have higher levels, you're more likely to have certain symptoms, and high cholesterol is one of them. Immunosuppression issues, higher incidence of kidney and testicular cancer. There's some child developmental issues, and there's pregnancy-related issues to hypertension and also the ability to get pregnant.
My cholesterol was like high. I thought, that's weird. I'm pretty active and I don't have cholesterol problems in my family.
And then for Jack, he had 13.
Please welcome from CBS Detroit, Lisa Germani.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Germani from CBS 62 and CW 50 Detroit, and I'm so happy to be joining this virtual Emmy Awards ceremony. So, my first category, Reporter Investigative. Let's get started.
And the nominees are Rob Wolchek, Investigative News Reporter, WJBK. Heather Catallo, Reporting, WXYZ. Ken Kolker, Investigative Reporter, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to Rob Wolchek, Investigative News Reporter, WJBK.
What kind of McDonald's is this? What's next? Are they going to call the cops on us?
Is there a problem? We're trying to talk to the manager of the owner. Oh, okay.
The police are nice. They say, as long as nobody told us to leave, we can stay. So we stay. So do the cops. And then they're kind of puzzled because no one comes to talk to them either. Finally, after about a half hour, Mildred comes out. She claims to be the general manager.
Who tells the people to tow the cars?
I don't.
And the next category is Societal Concerns, Program or Special.
And the nominees are Human Trafficking, A Survivor's Story, WDIV, click on Detroit.com. You Are Welcome Here, WETA, colorincolorado.org. Rising Waters, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to You Are Welcome Here, Lydia Bryseth and Christian Lindstrom, WETA.
Miss Cynthia has found a good match for Nabila's class in the novel A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park. It's about boys fleeing conflict in South Sudan.
They haven't had water in a long time. They're very thirsty. Nabila, what do you think? How do you think that, do you ever feel like you get really thirsty? What does that feel like?
Like you're gonna die.
So you feel like you're gonna die. You feel weak maybe, right?
It turns out that Nabila has lived this experience as her family fled the bombings.
When we went to the villages, there's no water.
And the next category is Community PSA Single Spot.
And the nominees are Not My Suicide Note, Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, WJBK. Immersed, University of Michigan, YouTube.com. Everybody versus Parkinson's, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Everybody versus Parkinson's, Brian Dukoff, Jason McCombs, and Kirk Gibson, Fox Sports Detroit.
These hands, they hit 255 home runs. They have worn 2 World Series rings. They now have Parkinson's disease, so they sometimes shake. You know the one thing these hands have always been? Ready and willing to help.
And the next category is Children, Youth, teen, program, or special.
And the nominees are Curious Crew, Wedges, WKAR, WKAR.org. The Mr. E Show, Welcome to Imagination Land, Detroit Media Services, Channel 22.
And the Emmy goes to... Carol Yancho and Rob Stevenson, Curious Crew, Wedges, WKAR and WKAR.org.
It's funny, but when you think of today's farmers and gardeners, they are still making use of wedges. Wedges sure are useful tools, and we still use them every day. So we've been exploring wedges, and we learned that they're great for separating things. And my guess is you've probably nailed something at some point in your life or watched someone do that.
And the next category is Talent, Anchor, Sports.
And the nominees are Mickey York Sports Anchor, Fox Sports Detroit. Justin Rose, WXYZ Sports Anchor, Host, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to... Justin Rose, WXYZ Sports Anchor and Host. Congratulations.
I just don't even know what to say about it anymore. I'm glad we've moved on from it, but at the same time, people on social media wanted to go crazy about this. The altercation, if you want to even call it that, between Henry and Izzo is something that's been happening for 24 years at Michigan State. Now, I know there's a crowd out there that says it's time to change things. It's time to do things a different way. I hear that, but at the same time, Henry knew what he signed up for. Every player knows what they sign up for.
Please welcome to the virtual Emmy stage our next presenter from Fox Sports Detroit, Trevor Thompson.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trevor Thompson of Fox Sports Detroit, proud to be presenting for the 42nd Annual Emmy Awards. And the next category is News, Promo, Image.
And the nominees are Fox 17 Weather, Plan on It, WXMI, Fox17online.com. Weather Testimonial, WJBK.
And the Emmy goes to... Fox 17 Weather, Plan on It, WXMI, Matthew Taylor.
Is the game going to look like this or like this? Fox 17 forecasts are focused on how the weather affects your life. Download the Fox 17 weather app for up-to-the-minute notifications. So get the information you need up to the last play. All game, all season. Fox 17 weather. Plan on it.
And the next category is Public Current Community Affairs.
And the nominees are 2019 MSU University Distinguished Professors, WKAR, WKAR.org. The Porch Project, Nava Media Productions, YouTube.com, Unlocked and Loaded Wood, Spartans All Access, Justine Kiprotich, Michigan State University Athletics, Michigan State Spartan Vision, Fox Sports Detroit, How We Got Here, Winning a Seat in the Middle Class, MLive and MLive.com, Coolidge Park Apartments Flint, Part 3, Grand Opening, Waterhill Created Incorporated, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to... We Got Here, Winning a Seat in the Middle Class. MLive, MLive.com. Kyle Matson, Jeremy Marble, Lori Chapman, and Emily Bingham.
Michigan's economy flourished in the heyday of the auto industry. So why is it so hard to break into the middle class today? Whatever happened to the American dream? A middle-class job that pays enough for you to buy a house, raise a family, and maybe even take a vacation every once in a while. The high-paying, low-skilled jobs once promised to high school graduates by the manufacturing sector now seem to be in Michigan's rearview mirror, and the cost of a traditional four-year college education.
And the next category is Health Science News Feature.
The nominees are This is Michigan, Inspiring Doctors of Tomorrow, Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu, Thumbs Up, Wood. Miracle Malachi, Mary Freebed, YouTube.com. ALS Trio, WZZM. USA Canada Healthcare, WZZM.
And the Emmy goes to... ALS Trio, WZZM, Noah Fromson, and Michael Powers.
Michigan really has one of the highest prevalences of ALS of any state in the United States.
To experts like Dr. Eva Feldman, who runs the University of Michigan's ALS clinic, where the two were diagnosed, it's not as surprising.
So 5 out of every 100,000 Michiganders have ALS, so that's extraordinarily high.
Both Sherrys never thought they'd be in it together.
It starts to get a little odd.
And they never thought.
Because I used to babysit her daughter.
They'd become a trio.
And when she was describing the type of ALS and that it was slow, progressive.
And the next category is Reporter General Assignment.
And the nominees are Sean Lay Reporting, WDIV. A Reporter Only a Mother Could Love, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to... A Reporter Only a Mother Could Love, WXYZ, Matthew Smith.
Get this, there is no federal law about workplace surveillance and what your boss can do with your personal information that you might put out there in the workplace. So think about your cell phone. Maybe it's your work phone and all the apps that you might use on this device.
And as you push one page over, you have to ask yourself, all these apps that you use for work, can they see what's being done on them or the other stuff on your phone? And do you delete them or do you ask questions?
Our next category is Editor News.
And the nominees are Camera Guy Al Edits 2019, WDIV. Josh Daunt Edit Composite, WDIV, click on Detroit.com. Michelle Galarno News Editor, WNEM, WNEM.com. Juwan Howard's First Day, University of Michigan, mgoblue.com. Paul Pitluani Compilation, WWJ, WKBD. Bilal Kurdi Editor, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to... It will come out. WDIV, Alex Atwell.
There's a lot of crumpled paint on the floor. There's hope for the structure. Today I was working with the great Deshaun Jones, wonderful young saxophone player. Deshaun and I worked together in the Marcus Belgrave group. We were playing Shiny Stockings by the great saxophonist Frank Foster, who I actually had a chance.
Next category is Politics and Government News Feature.
And the nominees are Consequential Impeachment Decision, WXYZ, WXYZ.com. How We Got Here, Welcome to Trump Country, MLive, MLive.com. The Purging of Line 3407, Wood, WoodTV.com.
And the Emmy goes to How We Got Here, Welcome to Trump Country, MLive, MLive.com. Kyle Mattson, Jeremy Marble, Lori Chapman, Emily Bingham.
It's a matter of turnout, it's a matter of message, it's a matter of speaking to voters in a way that really resonates with them.
To understand how Trump won Michigan, we need to understand places like Atlanta. Atlanta is the unincorporated county seat of Montmorency County, which had some of the highest percentage of Michigan Trump voters in the 2016 primaries and general election.
I will take a little bit. Thank you so much. The people are good here.
Our next category is Talent Performer.
Talking Crap, Tricky Hale Films, Silver Saucer Productions, Vimeo.com. How We Got Here, Cashing In on Pot, MLive, MLive.com.
And the Emmy goes to Talking Crap, Tricky Hale Films, Silver Saucer Productions, Vimeo.com, Troy Hale.
So, shit saves the world. Catchy title. You got my attention now. But how does shit save the world?
Hold on a second, we got a whole film coming up about that.
270,000 people every day send their waste to us.
Approximately 55 wheelbarrows full of animal manure per day.
There's several billion gallons being produced every year by cows and pigs and other animals.
Every day of the year, they all make it.
Everyone takes a crap. Everyone goes to the bathroom, so everyone can relate to that.
It tasted really good.
Yeah, no, that was good food.
Our next category is Feature News Report Serious Feature.
And the nominees are Michigan State Police Shootout, WWMT, WWMT.com, Love, Loss, and the Gift of Life, WLNS, WLNS.com.
And the Emmy goes to Michigan State Police Shootout, WWMT, WWMT.com, Rachel Glazer, Matthew Logren.
Outside.
King dragged Steensma all the way to the patrol car.
But he is covered in blood. It's bad.
We don't have perimeter. We don't have perimeter.
And as we ran up, I looked and saw Trooper King helping Sergeant Reed put Detective Steensma in the patrol car. And almost instantly, Mr. Kidney pops up, and I let everybody know that he was there.
They are yelling, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Get down, he's coming, he's coming.
The next category is Documentary Cultural.
And the nominees are Dinner in Abruzzo, a journey home with my culinary godfather, Detroit Free Press, Freep.com, Cooking with Angus, the final episode, Grand Rapids Community College, WZZM, Behind Hockeyville, Calumet, Michigan, Detroit Red Wings, DetroitRedWings.com.
And the Emmy goes to Cooking with Angus, the final episode, Grand Rapids Community College, WZZM, Noah DeSmit, Klaas Quant.
While in Scotland, I worked with a chef called Richard Sturgeon, executive chef of the Marine Hotel in Troon. He created this dish. It's called Su'iniusk, the Gaelic for the stalk of fish. I'm just going to finish this off and let you taste it. You like it?
Oh, I love it. This reminds me of the first time when I started at the Heritage with you.
And the next category is Human Interest, Program or Special.
The nominees are Spartans All Access, Josh Butler, Michigan State University Athletics, Fox Sports Detroit, Fixing Spina Bifida in the Womb, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com, Colton McGowan, the 6-year-old painter, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to Fixing Spina Bifida in the Womb, Brian McCullough, Beata Mustafavi, and Stephanie King, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com.
We went in for our ultrasound. Then a doctor came in and she introduced herself and she said, I'm a high-risk OB. So she said she wanted to take a look and that she thought our child might have what's called spina bifida.
Spina bifida is one of the more common birth defects. It's the second most common birth defect that we see in the United States. It results from the spine failing to close very early in pregnancy. And it is the level of the lesion or where on the back the defect is present.
And the next category is Weather.
And the nominees are Mid-Michigan Weather 2019, WJRT, Chief Meteorologist Brian Bachman, WNEM, WNEM.com, Meteorologist Ellen Baca, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to meteorologist Ellen Baca, Wood.
A tornado, as it rolls across the ground, produces a line of damage, and usually the debris is thrown in all sorts of different directions. A microburst, on the other hand, as it zooms across the area, will throw tons of rain down to the ground. And as that rain throws down that cold air to the ground, it hits the surface and it throws out damage in lines. So when we see damage in lines, it tells us that a microburst has occurred. This is the damage survey from the National Weather Service.
And the next category is Director, Non-Live, Post-Production.
And the nominees are Great Lakes, Great Tastes, Clever Scope, WTVS. Michigan Medicine Director Composite, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to Michigan Medicine Director Composite, Brian McCullough, Joe Hallisey from Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com.
Wanted to be, this is me. Look out, 'cause here I come.
Evie is 8 years old. We adopted her from China when she was 4. She was born without eyes, and music therapy is just her link to safety and to enjoyment of the world.
This is me.
And the next category is Sports News Feature.
The nominees are Jesse's Girl, WZZM, Michigan Senior Olympics, Robin Schwartz PR, YouTube.com, Wingspan, Sled Wings, Fox Sports Detroit, Matt Noveski, Detroit Lions Superfan, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com.
And the Emmy goes to Michigan Senior Olympics, Robin Schwartz and Grayson Barris, Robin Schwartz PR and YouTube.com.
The Michigan Senior Olympics is a nonprofit organization for people ages 50 and over. Some of our most popular events include track and field, swimming, we're out here at cycling today, but we offer almost 30 different events during our summer games.
Blue Cross sponsors the Senior Olympics. It's not only a great community event, it's provided us the opportunity to have our employees volunteer as well. We at Blue Cross know that regular physical activity is vital for healthy.
And the next category is audio.
And the nominees are A Classy Brassy Christmas and More, WEYI, WSMH, WBSF, Camera Guy L Sound 2019, WDIV.
And the Emmy goes to Camera Guy Al Sound 2019, Alex Atwell, WDIV.
Anything we can do to kind of keep that, fire burning.
There was only 98 of the Flying V's produced from 1958 until 1959. So since that time, these haven't been produced here. So for me as an artist, it's a full circle kind of journey.
And the next category is News Excellence.
And the nominees are WILX News 10, WILX, WXYZ News Excellence, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to WXYZ, Rhonda Lavelle.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News at 5 starts right now.
The big story, the hunt for a monster.
We believe we have the makings of a serial killer rapist that has been operating on the east side of Detroit.
At least 3 women brutalized, their bodies dumped in Detroit.
I don't know what to think, I mean, you hear about all this going on, but it's right here at home now.
How police connected the cases, what we are now learning about.
And the next category is Historical Cultural News Feature.
And the nominees are That Old Time Religion, Detroit Free Press, Freep.com, Shards of Singapore, WZZM, Lori's Hidden Michigan Underground Railroad, WJBK, My Town, WDIV.
And the Emmy goes to That Old Time Religion, the Detroit Free Press, Freep.com, Ryan Garza, and John Carlisle.
This is a hip-hop generation. Everything has changed, even the gospel. Instead of just singing the traditional gospel music, they want the hip-hop stuff, where you can, clap your hands, stuff like that. That's what they like.
Lately, though, younger students have been asking to learn the old-time hymns and spirituals that Daniels thought were fading away.
And our next category is sports program, post-produced or edited.
And the nominees are Wingspan, Red Kelly, Fox Sports Detroit. Inside the Den, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com. Oakland All Access, Ivory Tree Media, LLC, Fox Sports Detroit. Spartans All Access, Gabe Brown, Michigan State University Athletics, MSUSpartans.com. Under the Helmet, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com.
And the Emmy goes to Under the Helmet, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com. Amon Reynolds, Neil Larson, Solomon Williams, Megan Boyle, Greg Molia, and Dustin Bleinert.
Born in Lagos, Nigeria in 95, way back when. And grew up in Nigeria, lived there for 10 years. Growing up in Lagos, it's the busiest African city, I'm pretty sure. So there was a lot of people, a lot of traffic, a lot of energy. But Nigeria, one thing that really always brings me back is the food. That's my favorite thing to eat. Some jollof rice and some plantains, and that's all I really.
And our next category is politics, government, program, or special.
And the nominees are hashtag Novi50, founding of the city. City of Novi, YouTube.com. FOIA Fallout, Power Grab in Oakland County, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to FOIA Fallout, Power Grab in Oakland County, WXYZ. Heather Catallo and Simon Chiquette.
Well, I've just received the results of my public records request that prompted that controversial text message. They sent us 876 pages. I'm still wading through all the records. So far, I found a lot of emails from very upset voters and some emails that may seem insensitive from commissioners.
After legendary Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson passed away on August 3rd, many people were shocked at the political maneuvering that started almost immediately after his death.
And our next category is photographer, program, non-news.
And the nominees are How We Got Here, Catching In on Pot, MLive, MLive.com. I Like That, 2019-20 Red Wings launch video, Detroit Red Wings, DetroitRedWings.com. Schwarzenberger Cinematography, Fox Sports Detroit. Linking Land and Lakes, Protecting the Great Lakes Coastal Wetlands, WCMU Public Media. Michigan Medicine Photography Composite, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to come on out. Linking Land and Lakes, Protecting the Great Lakes Coastal Wetlands, WCMU Public Media. Matthew Ozanich, Chris Ozagle, and Adam Medema.
The control of water levels in Lake Ontario destroyed a critical barrier beach wetland in Braddock Bay. Invasive species, contaminants like PFAS, the dumping of sewage and industrial chemicals, climate change, and a host of other factors keep constant pressure on the Great Lakes.
The Great Lakes is such an incredible resource, but it's also just an incredible source of economic power. And our next category is Sports Program Live.
And the nominees are Tigers Live, Fox Sports Detroit. Pistons Live, Fox Sports Detroit. Red Wings Live Comp Reel, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Red Wings Live Comp Reel, Christopher Wazalewski, Mary Beam, Joe Nicola, Brady Klima, and Jeff Bile.
I was drafted in June of '83,
And immediately upon being drafted, took great pride in being a part of this organization. Initially, when you're drafted, your first thought is, you know, this is the team I'm going to play my entire career for. We're going to be successful. I was lucky, you know, to play here my entire career. You know, I don't know anything different. And there was never a time when I wanted to play anywhere else.
And our next category is Community PSA Campaign.
And the nominees are Ronald McDonald House Charities Detroit, Fox Sports Detroit. This is Michigan PSA Campaign, University of Michigan, umich.edu.
And the Emmy Award goes to this is Michigan PSA Campaign, Jarrett Begic from University of Michigan.
From backyards to robotics competitions and summer camps, everything we do at the University of Michigan is dedicated to making a change for the better. Our work is helping Rosie and Josie to have a well-rounded head start, Howard to build his confidence and talents, and Tim to provide bright smiles to campers with special needs, sharing solutions, developing potential, and transforming lives. This is Michigan.
And our next category is Health, Science, Program, or Special.
And the nominees are Inoperable, Vaccine, henryford.com, Those on the Front Lines of Cancer, Visionalist Entertainment on todaysfrontlines.com, Great Lakes Now, The Forever Chemicals, Detroit Public Television Foundation, WTVS.
And the Emmy goes to Great Lakes Now, The Forever Chemicals, Ed Moore, Detroit Public Television Foundation.
And I remember coming back and seeing a state car go by. And these two people got out and said, we would like to test your groundwater. And I remember saying, oh, I don't have groundwater, I have a well, because that's how little I knew about water. And they explained to me, we need to test the water from your well because we think there may be some contamination in it.
There's disagreement over what amount of PFAS in drinking water is safe.
And for our next category, it is Documentary Historical.
The nominees are Mackinac, Our Famous Island, Ivory Tree Media LLC, WTVS, The Roar of '84, Fox Sports Detroit, Hoffa, WDIV.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am getting word there is a tie in this category. So let's get to the first award for this category. It goes to Mackinac, Our Famous Island, Oliver Thornton, Matthew Stinson, Tina Brunn, Chad Schwarzenberger, Bob Berg, Daniel Alpart from Ivory Tree Media.
The British in control of Fort Michilimackinac. Conflict interrupted commerce in the region once again. This time, however, the British found themselves fighting their own settlers. And soon the towering island bluffs and dramatic limestone formations across the straits that had inspired the faith of the earliest tribes in the region were recognized for their strategic advantage.
And the Emmy also goes to Jeff Bile, Brad Klima, Larry Lancaster for The Roar of '84. They come from Fox Sports Detroit.
Born only 24 days apart, these rival matinee idols with multi-sport dimension were destined for the NFL.
Kirk Gibson and Rick Leach, the fact that their identity was so tied to football made the ultimate move to the Tigers seem all the more crazy.
You two finally do get together, perhaps here in Tiger Stadium one day soon.
Now we know we just both got a lot of work that we got to do, but both of us, like you said, are competitors. We're going to do the best we can to get here.
And our next category is Editor Program Non-News.
The category now is Editor Program Non-News. And the nominees are Michigan Medicine Editor Composite, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com, Under the Helmet, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com, Serving Up Science, Pickles, WKAR, WKAR.org, SH Asterisk Saves the World, Editing Composite, Tricky Hale Films, Silver Saucer Productions, Vimeo.com.
And the Emmy goes to Under the Helmet, Dustin Blindert from Detroit Lions /DetroitLions.com.
He's just always been there for me. You know, I can't remember a sports practice or a game that he wasn't at. And I know he said to me one time, because I asked him about, like, why is it so important to you, him and my mom, I was like, why is it so important for you guys to be there? And he said, when I married your mother and we had kids, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about you guys and trying to give you guys the best life and give you guys all the support.
And the next category is Human Interest, News, Single Story.
And the nominees are March of Dimes Ambassador Family, WXMI. The Sky is Not the Limit, WWTV, WWUP. Miracle Malachi, WZZM. Overwhelming Hope, WDIV.
And the Emmy goes to? Miracle Malachi, Evan Linnert, Brent Ashcroft, WZZM.
5.5 weeks after his accident, we were brought to Mary Free Bed.
The move to Grand Rapids confused the Griffins. How could rehab help him?
He can't do anything. He doesn't move one body part.
That didn't matter to his new doctor.
We're going to keep trying.
And her fleet of physical therapists.
I know that the hope was to walk out of here.
Malachi's first 2 goals were
standing and walking.
Walking?
I said, he's still not awake. How are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And he said, well, we're going to actually.
And the next category is Investigative Reporter.
And the nominees are Jail Death, Wood, Man's House Put Up for Sale Without Him Knowing, WJBK. I Just Want My Parents Back, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to? Oh, it's a tie. The first Emmy goes to Jail Death, Ken Coker, Carter Gent, Wood.
The jail nurse who had checked on Balthouse earlier that morning never checked again as the seizures continued. This was 2.5 hours before he died. What should have happened right then?
Thrown him in an ambulance and gotten him to the hospital.
Could they have saved him at the hospital?
Yeah.
The more she watched, the angrier she got.
Anger, outrage.
And the next Emmy goes to I Just Want My Parents Back, Heather Catallo and Johnny N. Sarton Jr., WXYZ.
A lot happening. Last night I showed you how a Macomb County family is trying to get their loved ones back from a guardianship company. Now I've confirmed the Michigan Attorney General is looking into this case, and the state Supreme Court has issued a rare joint statement speaking out about this story.
I just want my parents back.
Marcy Mitchell says she thought she did everything right when she went to Macomb County Probate Court to try to get guardianship of her dad and stepmom. Marcy says Bob Mitchell and Barb Delbridge have become mentally incapacitated.
And the next category is Documentary Topical.
The nominees are Detroit is Limitless, Robin Schwartz PR, YouTube.com. My Secret is My Story, St. Clair County Regional Educational Service Agency, Comcast. SH*T Saves the World, Tricky Hale Films, Silver Saucer Productions, Vimeo.com. Those on the front line of cancer, Visionalist Entertainment on todaysfrontlines.com. Detroit 911, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to? Detroit is Limitless. Grayson Barris, Robin Schwartz, Joseph Harris, and Warren Flood. Robin Schwartz PR, YouTube.com.
Westside Academy was one of the first schools that came on. It was really great to be able to help their school just envision what computer science is, have an understanding of how it can affect their school and how it can give opportunities to their students. So we started working with Judy Dent there at the school. She was great.
This is a lot of cold.
Yeah, I did.
Did you see all this cold over here?
Initially, I wasn't able to recruit students, but this year.
And the next category is Magazine Program.
The nominees are Detroit Police Racism on Snapchat Exposed, WXYZ, WXYZ.com. Price Paid, The Children of Flint's Water Crisis, WEYI, WSMH, WBSF. The tragic tale of an 80-year-old hoarder. Detroit Free Press, Creep.com. How We Got Here, Nestle's Money Mountain, MLive, MLive.com. Surrogacy on Trial, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to... How We Got Here, Nestle's Money Mountain. Kyle Matson, Lori Chapman, Jeremy Marble, Emily Bingham, MLive and MLive.com.
Why does Michigan let a global megacorporation guzzle our groundwater for practically nothing? Where exactly is Ice Mountain?
I would have to guess that Ice Mountain is in Colorado.
Mount Rainier.
Montana.
It's Michigan spring water. The Swiss company Nestle has been pumping Michigan water under the brand Ice Mountain for 17 years.
And the next category is Societal Concerns News Feature.
Inside the Tigers, Up and Coming, Fox Sports Detroit. Minds of Medicine, HIPEC, Vaccine, henryford.com. Michigan's Best Day in Marquette, MLive, MLive.com. Destination Michigan, WCMU. Live in the D, Out on the Town, WDIV, clickondetroit.com. Great Lakes, Great Taste 2019, Cleverscope, WTVS. Spartans All Access, episode 214, Michigan State University Athletics, MSUSpartans.com. And Detroit 2020, A Decade of Vision, WXYZ, WXYZ.com.
And the Emmy goes to... Destination Michigan. Adam Medema, Chris Ogazali, Matthew Ozanich, Stephen Smith, Stephanie Mills, WCMU.
Mike Whiting's family, the Dow family, has played a vital role in giving back to the Midland community. He actually grew up in this house, which now serves as a visitor center. He says it's a bit odd to see his former bedroom converted into a public bathroom, but he's dealing with it.
Well, we are a very big part of the Midland community. That is really our central mission. Our foundation was started in 1936 by Grace Dow in memory of her husband, Herbert Dow.
And our next category is Military News Feature.
The nominees are 50 Years of Forced Silence, WZZM. If She Could Save Somebody, WDIV. Eye on Detroit, Avenue of Flags, WWJ, WKBD.
And the Emmy goes to... "50 Years of Forced Silence," WZZM. Evan Leonard and Brett Ashcroft.
With a front row seat to what would become
First bomb
hidden history.
dropped from the plane. This a big, loud sound.
A cloud made of pure poison rising.
They said we were supposed to be shore 2 miles.
Our next category is Sporting Event, Live, Game, Unedited, Program, or Special.
And the nominees are Detroit Tigers Father's Day Telecast, Fox Sports Detroit. Aussies Hockey Shack, Fox Sports Detroit. MHSAA Boys Basketball, Pewamo, Westphalia defeats Iron Mountain in controversial finish, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to... Detroit Tigers Father's Day Telecast, Fox Sports Detroit.
He always does that, like on Christmas morning, he's always trying to get everybody to guess their presents, and then he always tries to guess his. Most of the time he gets it right, but I mean, the guy, he sometimes he's pretty on point.
Doesn't that spoil it though, Cam? I mean, he's like he's the joke spoiler too. You think you got him, and he always gives the last line of the joke before you can tell it.
Oh man, he's getting the last line, and he's not going to let you open up anything or get anything until you try and guess what it is.
It's kind of like me guessing breaking ball right now, Cam. Stand back.
Cam, you'll have to know.
Happy Father's Day, baby.
Our next category is Talent Program Host.
And the nominees are Inside the Tigers, Stars Forever, Fox Sports Detroit. Dr. Rob Stevenson, WKAR, WKAR.org. Jill of All Trades, host, WJBK, Fox2Detroit.com.
And this Emmy goes to Dr. Rob Stevenson, WKAR, Rob Stevenson.
Well, how do they work?
That's a wonderful wondering. Stick around. We're going to be investigating wedges, the simple machine, the wedge, and we are definitely going to figure out how they work. A wedge is an example of a simple machine, and they have been around for 2.5 million years. To make a wedge, it starts with 2 triangular inclined planes put together into a V shape. Look closely at a fork, and you will notice the tines of the fork are each little wedges that can...
Our next category is Promotion Program Single Spot.
And the nominees are Malazanville, WWJ, WKBD. Curious Crew Sizzle Reel, WKAR, WKAR.org.
And this Emmy goes to Malazanville, WWJ, WKBD, Tim Sargent and Francesco Collins.
Introducing Malazanville. Malazanville is not a medication. Malazanville is an entertainment supplement found only on CBS 62. It's a 3-step program guaranteed to boost your self-esteem, improve your health, and help you unravel the truth. Mel, Oz, and Phil. Malazanville. Weekdays starting at 3 on CBS 62. Use only as directed. Side effects may include feeling happy, being informed, and wanting even.
And our next category is Photographer News.
And the nominees are Camera Guy Al 2019, WDIV. Visual Storytelling, WZZM. Josh Daunt Composite, WDIV, clickondetroit.com. Justin DePreckle, WDIV, clickondetroit.com. Paul Pitlawani Compilation, WWJ, WKBD.
And this Emmy goes to Paul Pitlawani Compilation, WWJ, WKBD, Paul Pitlawani.
We all share the dedication and patriotism that we feel. This has been a country founded on tremendous principles, and especially in today's climate and culture, this need for a rebirth of patriotism has never been stronger than it is today. It's very much an unknown gem.
And our next category is lighting.
The nominees are Michigan Medicine Lighting Composite, Michigan Medicine, YouTube.com. Schwarzenberger Lighting Compilation, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Chad Schwarzenberger from Fox Sports Detroit.
Detroit Red Wing, and flying around, and with that crest for real, because he always had when he was a kid, out on the ponds and the lakes, Henrik Zetterberg jersey, and now he had his own, and like I said, you could tell how proud he was, to wear that wing wheel.
Yeah, it went fast, and then next, he was going away to college, and then it really went fast. Even the summers seemed to fly by. Well,
our next category is Sports One-Time Special.
Detroit Pistons, Pistons.com. Greatness, celebrating Barry Sanders. Detroit Lions,
and
WJBK.
the Emmy goes to Greatness, celebrating Barry Sanders, Derek Heitman, Dustin Blinder from Detroit Lions /WJBK.
Sanders still on his feet, and Sanders is gone.
one of those runs where it looked like I was going to be stopped, kind of bounce off a defender. It kind of looked like they thought I was down or was about to go down.
For our next category, it is Promotion News Single Spot.
And the nominees are We're Your Team 70 Years, Wood. Hamilton Frenzy Tailgate Tees, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to Hamilton Frenzy Tailgate Tees, Teresa Weekly, Casey Jones from Wood TV.
Are you ready, Hamilton? Are you ready, Hamilton? We literally sing for you. Don't you know that it's almost time to show up your pride. We want to see you on daybreak.
Let me hear you now.
Are you ready, Hamilton?
Casey.
Next category is graphic arts.
And the nominees are Ann Arbor Stormwater Explained, Colitz, YouTube.com. Curious Crew Graphics Composite, WKAR, WKAR.org. Jason McCombs Graphics Compilation, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Curious Crew Graphics Composite, WKAR, WKAR.org, Dan Wogan.
One side of the spinning ball is moving faster than the air on the other side. The particles on one side get deflected one way, causing the ball to go the other way. This is similar to how a rudder deflects the water on a sailboat and causes the boat to turn the other direction. Soccer players who perfect a banana kick can stand 180 degrees from the goal and still make it, or hook the ball around a human wall on a free kick. Soccer science is super.
The next category is editor short form.
And the nominees are Wingspan Red Kelly Open, Fox Sports Detroit. Andrew DuPont Composite, Detroit Tigers, Tigers.com. NSF Through the Decades 75th Anniversary Video, Video and Internet Stuff LLC, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to Andrew DuPont Composite, Detroit Tigers, Tigers.com, Andrew DuPont.
Ball into deep center, way back goes Lemon, he's near the fence, and he caught it, he went above the fence and he got it. Here's the 1-1 pitch, sharply hit, it's a foul ball. Hills will score easily. Garvey is headed for second. Long drive, deep right, could be, it will be gone. A two-run homer for Darrell Evans.
Next category is special event coverage.
And the nominees are Everybody vs. Parkinson's, Gibby's Gala, Fox Sports Detroit. Woodward Dream Cruise, WXYZ.
And the Emmy goes to we have a tie. Sports event coverage other than news or sports. Everybody versus Parkinson's, Gibby's Gala, Fox Sports Detroit. Alex Assef, Chad Schwarzenberger, Jeff Lysek, Robert Aller, Kirk Gibson, Jeff Bile, and Brady Klima.
I'm just very thankful that my support group is so strong, because anybody who has this disease knows that it's exhausting to deal with it. But when you get picked up, it's much the same as when you're struck out the first 3 times at the plate and you come up with the chance to win the game, and you walk up there and you're down on yourself. All of a sudden the crowd goes and the wave starts back in the 80s. It just picks you up.
And the second Emmy goes to Woodward Dream Cruise, WXYZ, Marie-Therese Gould, Matthew Bellamure, Adam Payne.
Celebrating the pedigree of Ford's iconic cars, which goes back more than 50 years.
What a day and what a celebration. It's the 25th anniversary of the Woodward Dream Cruise, and we have a treat for you.
Oh, yes, we do. Listen, we went digging for some old home video from the very first cruise from way back in 1995, and boy, are there...
Our next category is Writer Short Form.
And the nominees are Christmas Wishes for Detroit Sports Fans, WXYZ, WXYZ.com. Philip Crapole, WEYI, WSMH, WBSF, MidMichiganNow.com.
And the Emmy goes to Christmas Wishes for Detroit Sports Fans, WXYZ, WXYZ.com. Phil Rorbel.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the city, not a sports team in Detroit was winning. Isn't that a pity? When what to my wondering eyes should appear, it's 7's Brad Galley to spread his holiday cheer. Go Lions, go Tigers, Pistons and Wings. All the fans seem to want is a few championship rings.
I'd like to see winning teams.
So what does Santa have in store for the fans and his big bag of tricks? Watch All We Want for Christmas tonight on 7 Action News at 6.
Our next category is Talent Anchor Weather.
And the nominees are Paul Gross, Station Scientist, WDIV, Chief Meteorologist Brian Bachman, WNEM, Meteorologist Ellen Baca, woodtv.com.
And the Emmy goes to Meteorologist Ellen Baca, woodtv.com.
Well, the wind chill is definitely a factor already, and we're only experiencing wind chills right now of about 15 below. And the people that are most impacted by this are those that aren't really thinking ahead. So it's those that have gotten in a fender bender and they maybe forgot to pack their gloves because they didn't expect to be out in the cold. Or maybe those that are a little optimistic about how quickly they can shovel away their driveway. You need to be very careful and cautious over the next few days because frostbite can happen in a matter of minutes. And at the very worst, you can get in a very bad situation.
Our next category is education or schools.
And the nominees are Behind the Scenes with the Marching Dutchmen, Holland Community TV, YouTube.com, Michigan Kinesiology, Movement Science, Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu, ETL, The Book Club, Fox Sports Detroit, Mulek Gingerbread Run, woodtv.com, Ann Arbor Public Schools, A2 Engage, Volume 3, Video and Internet Stuff, LLC, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to Michigan Kinesiology Movement, Bob Berg, Emily Matthews, Michigan Media, University of Michigan.
Wanting to help others is something that kind of makes up the foundation of the movement science major.
We're focusing on the science of movement, the science of exercise, and how can we apply exercise to improve human health.
If a student is interested in anything that has to do with health-related fields, it's that melding between medicine and exercise.
Our next category is interview or discussion.
And the nominees are Current Sports, Jamel Hill, WKAR, WKAR.org. Amash Interviews, WZZM. Anything Goes with Brooke Fletcher, Fox Sports Detroit. Left Behind in Vietnam, iMichigan Productions, Peaceful Warriors Foundation.org. Michigan Healthy Mind, Human Trafficking, Relativity Communications, WMYD.
And the Emmy goes to Left Behind in Vietnam, Rodney Brown, R. Ray Barnes, William Redwine, Justin R. Brown, from iMichigan Productions.
When I got back to the States, I met another lady and ended up getting married, but I told her that there's a possibility that I have a daughter or a son in Vietnam. And if she had any problems with that, then we could just break it off now, because if I find out and if I can do anything about it, I'm gonna try to find him. So my first wife, she understood that. And as the kids started coming, I would tell my...
And the next category is one of my favorite, human interest news feature.
And the nominees are Pushing Past Pain, Fox Sports Detroit. This is Michigan, providing camps for kids with conditions. Michigan Media, University of Michigan, umich.edu.
And the Emmy goes to Pushing Past Pain, Kyle Hill, Michael Happy, Faith Krolicki, Amber Curran, Fox Sports Detroit.
Ataxia is a hereditary disease, so I got it from my dad. He was a football player. He actually went to University of Michigan. He was recruited and played for Bo Schembechler. And on top of that, he was the salutatorian in his high school. He was the second smartest kid at his high school, so he had the brains and he had the brawn, he had kind of everything. So my dad was a dynamo.
And the next category is Sporting Event Live, Unedited Series.
And the nominees are Detroit Pistons Basketball, Fox Sports Detroit. Detroit Red Wings Hockey, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to Detroit Red Wings Hockey. Christopher Wazlewski, Brian Henry, Mark Isofano, Brady Klima, Jeff Bile, Fox Sports Detroit.
Hronek trying to cut off Buchnevich, who's right in. Great save by Howard. Rebound. Oh, good save there by DeKaiser. Back comes Athanasiou. Catching up is Nielsen. Athanasiou scores!
Shot that was. Oy, oy, oy.
And the next category is Historical or Cultural, Program or Special.
The nominees are Black Bottom, Paradise Valley, Detroit, and beyond, WJBK. Orchestra Hall, a centennial celebration, Silence and Sound, Ivory Tree Media LLC, dptv.org. Origin of Oz, WZZM. Destination Michigan State Park Special, WCMU, remembering Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber. City of Detroit, Channel 20.
And the Emmy goes to Orchestra Hall, a centennial celebration, Silence and Sound. Oliver Thornton, Sarah Zintarski-Smith, Tina Brunn, Chad Schwarzenberger, Daniel Elpert. Ivory Tree Media, LLC, dptv.org.
I think Orchestra Hall is made special because Detroit is such a unique city. The citizens make the history, and they make the building and make the moment. And there's just a thing that this city has that's just, I've always loved this city. Even when it was going through its rough times and it's barren, there's an energy here.
It is a much storied Orchestra Hall. Each person has a unique experience at Orchestra Hall.
And the next category is Video Journalist.
And the nominees are Living for London, WNEM. Camera Guy Al Video 2019, WDIV. John Shalino Compilation, WXYZ. Matthew Ozanich, Destination Michigan, WCMU Public Media. Where's Your Photographer? WZZM.
And the Emmy goes to Camera Guy Al Video 2019, Alex Atwell, WDIV.
Like, well, why can't we put that there? He came up to me one day and he's like, I would like to build this over the weekend. And I'm like, that's adorable. And he said, no, we can do it. I'm like, you should talk to Dad. He does a lot of these sort of crazy projects on the side. And he's retired now.
I said, a what? He said a TARDIS, you know, like Doctor Who. You mean who's on first, what's on second? He said Doctor Who, you know, the space alien. And he's got a spaceship that's designed as a London police call box. And it's a time machine. I said, okay.
And the next category is Crime, News, Stories, Series, or Feature.
And the nominees are Caught, Corey Gaston, WJBK. Storybook Stabbing, WDIV. People v. McMaster, Case Dismissed, WXYZ. What Mom Wanted, WJBK.
And the Emmy goes to... What Mom Wanted, Taryn Asher, Christy McCarthy, Lisa Palmer, WJBK.
And the Wayne County Medical Examiner had no experience with this disease. The police had no experience with this disease. So they kind of jumped to a conclusion. They formed a theory and then tried to fit evidence into that.
Attorney Kevin Samowski has been defending the Baylog brothers from the start, saying they did not cause her death. The disease caused Vicki Baylog's death. And he's not alone saying that. When this case went to 33rd District Court in Woodhaven.
The next category is commercial campaign.
And the nominees are 2019-20 Red Wings TV campaign, Hockeytown, Detroit Red Wings, DetroitRedWings.com, April in the D, Fox Sports Detroit, How About Them Puppies, Detroit Lions, Twitter.com, Fox Sports Detroit Talent, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to... April in the D, Fox Sports Detroit, Brian Dukoff, Jason McCombs, Lauren Pulber.
He scores! 3 is through. Dylan Larkin. Maker for a jam. Good! Spectacular drive. Way back. The Red Wings win it.
It's April in the D on Fox Sports Detroit. Inside the headquarters of Hardwood, a hero defends his court. With his superhuman strength, he sentences foes to the slammer and swats rivals out of the city.
Next category is Feature News Report Light Feature.
And the nominees are Go to Hell, WDIV, Jim and the Model T Ford, WWMT, WWMT.com.
And the Emmy goes to... Jim and the Model T Ford, WWMT, WWMT.com, Jason Harris.
Just keep your foot right on the floor.
This was a totally different experience.
Good job.
And they actually told us ahead of time that if you could drive a stick shift, forget about everything you know because it's totally different than driving a stick.
We do it twice a month. You're doing good. You're fine. My name is Jim Brand, and I've been doing this this is my 6th year.
Make sure the timer is retarded with that lever all the way up. Battery here.
I got into this.
Next category is Sports Feature Segment.
And the nominees are Deaf People Can Do Anything, WDIV, Sights and Sounds, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com, Rub a Lion, Fox Sports Detroit, Hashtag Novi50, Novi Special, City of Novi, YouTube.com, U of M Women's Rowing, Michigan Media, University of Michigan, MGoBlue.com, Spartans All Access, Ivan Rakic, Michigan State University Athletics, Fox Sports Detroit, Spartan Golfer Beats Cancer, Michigan State University, YouTube.com.
And the Emmy goes to... Sights and Sounds, Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com, Joe Marchart.
36 yards, catch and run. Kerryon Johnson with a big block by the center right now.
Oh, Kerryon had some trouble collecting that one. What he finally did, he made one man miss and took it to the house.
And our next category is Writer, Program.
And the nominees are How We Got Here, Nestle's Money Mountain, MLive, MLive.com, Writing Crap, Tricky Hale Films, Silver Saucer Productions, Vimeo.com, John Keating, Writing Samples, Fox Sports Detroit, Eye on the Future, Gearing Up for Jobs of the Future, WWJ, WKBD.
And the Emmy goes to... John Keating, writing samples, Fox Sports Detroit. John Keating.
I'm Fred McLeod live at Tiger Stadium where the Tigers are getting awfully close to clinching it. They're 3 outs away.
So many of those moments on television were shared with us, and we were thrilled for him when Fred got a chance to call LeBron's run to a title a few years back in Cleveland.
Curry, they'll give you 3. No, rebound. Roy Speights. Goodnight, Oakland. It's over. The 52-year drought is over.
Our next category is Breaking News.
And the nominees are Breaking News July Storms, WXMI. Breaking Officers Down, WDIV, clickondetroit.com.
And the Emmy goes to Breaking Officers Down, WDIV, Click on Detroit, Duda Lajura and Chris Page.
Because it was a high-powered rifle, the round traversed up through the rear of his skull where the bullet was lodged.
Docs here at Sinai Grace did what they could, but that 18-year veteran of the force died from his injuries. The officer who was hit in the leg is in recovery right now. The suspect who opened fire on them ran, but didn't get very far. He was hit by police returning fire and is in custody at the hospital.
What we do believe is that this was part of a domestic situation. Preliminarily, I can say that.
And our next category is Overall Excellence.
And the nominees are WXYZ, WXYZ, WKAR, Susie Elkins, WKAR, WKAR.org, Fox Sports Detroit 2019, Fox Sports Detroit.
And the Emmy goes to WXYZ, Mike Murray.
Alicia Keenan, they got me with one of my favorite cars in my favorite color. Look at this 60 vet and everything original inside.
Yeah, you know what, Glenda? This is a beautiful car, but let me show you what I'm looking at, and I like to drive. This is a 57 Chevy, black, chromed out as well. This is a gorgeous car. You know what? It's a beautiful day to be driving up and down Woodward Avenue. In fact, Glenda, why don't you jump in that Stingray? I'll jump in this 57 Chevy.
And
let's go for a spin.
25-year anniversary, but a family tradition for decades. Brad, to you.
Yeah, and so
our next category here at the 42nd Emmy Awards is Newscast.
And the nominees are Flooding, WXYZ, The Search for a Serial Killer, WXYZ, Daybreak Frenzy Tailgate, Wood.
And the Emmy goes to Flooding, WXYZ, Tim Kokendorfer and Megan Garagiola.
The flood emergency, and we're getting a closer look at the big problems on the Southfield Freeway. This is closed now and underwater, as you can see.
7 Action News reporter Rudy Harper joins us live from Dearborn. And Rudy, what a mess out there.
Indeed, I have never seen anything like this. Both lanes of traffic are blocked due to that rising water. And if you look up here on the bridge, you see a sign that says 14 feet 3 inches. That's the height of that bridge, and those rising water.
And the next category is Talent News Anchor.
And the nominees are Bill Harris, WEYI, WSMH, WBSF, NBC25News.com. Angie Hendershot, WJRT.
And the Emmy goes to Angie Hendershot, WJRT, Angie Hendershot.
Emergency. ABC 12's Amy Hybels is at the Vernon Township Fire Hall to explain what that means. Amy? All right, Amy, thank you. Last night, the ABC 12 team was on the air and online, keeping you ahead of the storm. You may have received an alert on your cell phone, but did you hear the emergency sirens go off in your neighborhood? And you talked to someone who was in the path of the storm who said no. All right, Ann, thank you so much for checking out all of that damage. Certainly going to be a long weekend for those who are cleaning up after this storm. Kind of cool out there today, but JR, at least for the most part.
The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences is proud to celebrate another great year in Michigan television. Congratulations to all the nominees and recipients. We look forward to seeing you all in person next year. Good night, everybody.
What a pleasure it has been to present here at the 42nd Annual Emmy Awards. Congratulations to all.
Congratulations to all the nominees and recipients. Have a great night, and we will see you next year.
Congratulations to all the Emmy winners and nominees tonight. We look forward to seeing you all back here again next year.
Congratulations to all the nominees and recipients. Thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to see you all next year.